Welcome to the Rig on Wheels show featuring MVT, the show built for professional truck drivers. Bringing you the latest insights, hot jobs, and tips to keep you moving forward. Powered by Mesilla Valley Transportation, the leaders in safety, fuel efficiency, and innovation, with over 1,600 trucks on the road. Let's hit the road together. This is the Rig on Wheels show featuring MVT.
Okay, hey everybody. We got one hell of a show today. I plan on upsetting everybody. Well, maybe just Rubalcaba. But UPS just talked about axing 2,000 jobs and cutting half of their Amazon volume in half. Tariffs are just messing up all type of stuff, cross-border freight. Now we have Trump messing with things and talking about he only wants English-only speaking drivers with a mandate. We're going to jump into that in a minute. But to unpack everything and how we're going to shake all of this stuff up, we do have some golden recruiting people here from MVT. So we got the best recruiting manager known to man. We have Robert Rubalcaba from MVT. And then we have, everybody know about Josue and how I feel about him. And I'm biased. I do play, favorites. I'm in sales. You're supposed to play favorites, right? And so we got Josue. So we're going to jump right in. Everybody knows that I am Kameel E, the owner and host of the Rig on Wheels show. And we are the #1 truck driver recruitment show in the nation. And we're featuring MVT. Robert Pearson decided that he's going to just work too much and he doesn't have time for us today. But we're here with Mesilla Valley's best, period. Each week we bring you the hottest news. We got some juicy stuff for you today. We do have some tips for drivers. And because we got the recruiting staff here, the top recruiting staff here at MVT, we are going to talk about some tips for recruiters as well. But y'all know what the hot topics are. We're going to talk about the UPS stuff first. And then we're going to get into more about what's going on with Trump. But some of the UPS stuff is about what's going on with Trump as well. But let's talk about this first. UPS is talking about laying off about 20,000 people. And the first thing they were talking about it with is Amazon. It's like my most favorite. I think Amazon is like my best friend. Other than Terrell. Everybody knows Terrell, the producer, is my best friend. But other than Terrell. So, but one of the reasons is Amazon is what they would consider cheap freight. Right? So, and Pearson talks about that all the time. So even though it's a lot of it and the volume and everything is pretty cheap for them, and they need to cut back on that, especially with these new tariffs coming in. In trucking, you have such a small margin when it comes to error, and it'll mess up all of your profit. So, of course, with the tariffs and everything, it really doesn't make any sense at all. And UPS is really trying to amp up when it comes to their innovation. And,
they're trying to compete.
Yeah, trying to compete, trying to FedEx and all of that. But also, Amazon has their own situation. They have couriers and all of that good stuff. And I'm pretty sure they're forever bringing on more things because they are great logistics hub and supply chain of their own. What you about to say, Robert?
No, I'm just saying, Amazon stepping up and, they got that magic in that bag where they're able to produce everything everywhere and every place. So, my hat's off to them. They just grew up every overnight, but you know, more power to them. They're able to control it, and at the end of the day, it's competition out there. And I see what UPS is trying to do. They want to grow as well. They see it's not just moving loads anymore. It's or moving packages. They want to get on both sides of the spectrum here, trying to capitalize.
Yeah, because UPS, they're heavy hitters, but they need to stay heavy hitters,
Yeah.
so they need to be able to keep their drivers, keep things happy, keep profit, and they want to stay number one as well. So they got to move and shake. That is for sure. So they're pulling back on that. You got the tariff throwing a wrench in a monkey plan. So the global trade with that whole thing. Fewer packages moving through the hubs because of this. And even once we get back to normal, everybody knows it's just a trickle down effect. And because the tariffs is really hurting the retail space right now. And as we all can imagine, the small businesses, the small retailers, all of that are the ones that keep this logistics going. It's just like in our industry with our direct industry with trucking. It's the small trucking companies that make up the 90+% of trucking companies. It's the smaller ones. It's not the megas like the MVTs and JVs and everything like that. It's the small ones that make it up. So, yeah, everybody thinks that Amazon is this profit engine, and it's not. Amazon itself, but not doing business necessarily with Amazon. And Pearson talks about that a lot. And people wouldn't think that because you see them everywhere, but that doesn't necessarily equate to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess that's one of the main reasons why, you got a lot of drivers jumping around from place to place because they're trying to find, where is that golden nugget where I can cash out and be call home. And on the other end, the companies are trying to say, hey, how can we retain drivers? How can we make them happier? What can we do? Besides the freight that we have, the customers that we have, you know, that's what they're thinking on their end. Where can I go next to be happier? Or when a lot of things around are happening with different companies and freight, and whether whether it's overseas or not, they're just trying to see where can they call home next, and it's pretty frustrating on their side too with everything going on right now.
Damn, I didn't even think about how you brought that right back to exactly what we do, but that's the truth. Everybody is trying to figure out how they can cash out or make more money, however you want to, somebody would put it. And that's basically what everybody is trying to do. The businesses, the drivers, because drivers, they're their own business, right? And yeah, that's very true. So I want to pick on you a little bit, Rubalcaba.
Go for it.
What do you think about this tariff situation? I'm gonna come off the stage for a minute, and I want you to tell us what you feel about this tariff situation.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, to tell you the truth, the whole tariff situation, I really done my homework on that. Been pretty busy here in house in the office, but you know, I don't know. You hear a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, but depending on what side you're on, it can affect you or it won't affect you. So I can't really tell you much other than that. So, would you know anything about that?
I just, for me, like, I just get nervous because, like, I was reading something online before, right now, and
Hmm.
like, I don't know if it's right or not, but I just read it saying that Adidas was increasing like their prices on clothing and on shoes just because of the tariffs, and it's kind of more expensive for them to ship overseas. That now Adidas confirmed as, hey, I'm going to charge a little bit more, and for someone might be like $10 more on a shoe is not a lot, but for someone like I can be, if I have a big family now to buy 4 pairs of shoes, that's you know every little penny and dollar increases hurts my pocket. So then you start feeling it a little bit closer. First it was crazy, Canada, Mexico, and it's a little bit crazy, but now it starts, companies are kind of like reassuring that they're going to be charging more. So for me, it kind of just like, hey, now you're affecting my wallet. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So to the whole thing is, I understand, people are saying, oh, we want to bring manufacturing back and blah, blah, blah. That sounds really good. That sounds wonderful. Oh,
Yeah.
let's put America first. Yeah, that sounds great. However, it takes on the best if everything is efficient. And if you live here in America, we ain't efficient, right? So 6 years for one manufacturing plant to get up and running.
Wow.
6 years. Okay. Just one. Now, tariff is nothing but a tax, and that tax comes to us as consumers. So there's, depending on what side of the fence, I do agree with that, but we're all on the side of the fence that is actually going to harm. Now, when Trump did the tariffs back in 2018 to China and all of that type of stuff, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't bad. Certain things that he did, it was fine. What he's doing now, he's just any meme. It is not making any sense. Everybody knows that I am not a Trump fan.
Mm-hmm.
That is stamped in blood. I wrote it in blood, right? However, as a business owner, it really doesn't matter who gets in office. I need to make strategic plans based on whoever is in office, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's how that goes. But it's not making sense as a business owner. So right now, those Adidas are costing a little bit more. But if this carries on, and it will for a little bit, because China's president is even more local than ours, right? So he's not even taking the orange man's calls, especially after our vice president called the Chinese folk peasants. He's not even taking his phone calls because he don't want him to strong arm and all of that type of stuff. So now we're at a point that the kids' clothes and stuff going back to school is going to cost so much more to go back to school. Now, that's not harming the people that are in the administration, but that's harming all of us. Now, I don't have any little kids that are in school anymore. My youngest child is 18 years old and will be 19 in August. But my nietos, they don't go to school either. They don't even go to daycare. But I do buy a lot of stuff. Like I literally keep Amazon, Shein, and all of them in business. But like the T-shirt that I bought Makai, it was $2.50 on that got delivered last week. That same T-shirt is $8 now.
Oh wow.
The same exact T-shirt. That's a lot of money. And so people that are shopping at those stores, Shein, on a regular basis, are not folk that are Neiman Marcus. And even Neiman Marcus people are not people that can just throw their monies away. But you know the type of folk that are shopping at Shein or Shein, sorry, like Darcella tells me, that's a lot of money. This is not the same Trump that was in office back then. This is a different Trump. This is a totally different situation. It's different tariffs, all of that. So what he ran on, eggs is more. Everything is more. Nothing is less. So that part of it. But when you literally now are talking about back to school clothes and things like that. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about folk that literally can't. Going back to school is a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was so glad once Michael James was done with high school. College, you buying your own clothes. But I was very, glad about that. But now this is crazy.
No, I do get your point, and I see how what you're saying. Prices going up on items, meaning that if price is going up, then the people that have money will pay. If the people that don't have money are going to have to go and find those sales, which it's fine and all, but it's going to slow down the ordering overall in the world, and that's where it affects us in transportation. That's where it affects drivers going down the chain and so forth. But yeah, I do understand. I'm not sure if this is something that, you know, Trump has an itinerary for vendors to kind of squeeze them dry, or try to bring the manufacturers here and change the way of people buying stuff. I don't know what it is overall, but I do see what you're talking about, and it is gonna be a change for a lot of people. Or maybe stores will start coming up with different sales, adding more sales so they can keep their customers and whatnot. But yeah, at the end of the day, when the product is higher and it costs more, that's going to affect the buyers for
and
sure.
it's the tariffs. Like, how can you have a small mom and pop or even just smaller retailers? It's not about sales. They can't afford to get the products because
Well, you
they
should
have to pay
see.
those tariffs from getting them.
We even see that here in El Paso.
Yeah, you can't get forget after sales. They have to get the merchandise to be able to do that. You can't get the sale.
You've
And
seen it
retail
on.
was already struggling anyway. So there is no get the sales in our sales on what?
Yeah.
That's why we have so many shelves empty. And when you have shelves empty, now it's supply and demand. So sometimes your prices is going to be high, not because of taxes, but it's going to be a byproduct of the taxes. Exactly. It's the supply and demand of it. It's just the pure economic stuff. I'm sure Trump has a plan. I just need him to call me personally and tell me
and let you know.
like, I know it's a plan. I know this man is just not out here running renegade, but he needs to call and let me know, like, Kameel, this is exactly what I'm doing. But another thing that I do want to touch on that hits me harder than and this was one of my main reasons I didn't vote for him. Like, I couldn't. I'm Black, I'm Mexican, and I'm a woman. So I got too much pride. But this right here, Trump requiring that truckers speak English. We have that already in our DOT. But what he's doing that's different is he's rolling back what Biden did in 2016 is, let me be honest, who he's doing. He ain't doing Peter Chavakovich. That's not what he's doing. He's doing Jose Rodriguez. He's doing Ramandeep Singh. Okay, this is who he's doing. So I like to just boldly put out with who he's doing. So he's doing Jose Rodriguez, right? So let's stay there for a moment, since we are all representatives of Jose Rodriguez, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that we all knew who we were. So because of that, we can't really, in the trucking industry, got to be careful. You can't have an English proficiency test for these drivers because English-speaking people natively would not pass it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But then you have Arkansas. Now, again, just like I said last week, I'm going to say again, this is not the opinion of MVT. This is the opinion of Kameel E. Arkansas is a sundown state. Forget a sundown town. And Robert Rubalcaba, if you don't know what that is places where people that look like me should not be after sun is down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because you might find yourself up on a tree. Okay. So, with that, in Arkansas, which is one of the states that has the lowest education rates, okay, of all states, they already have said that if Jose Rodriguez or whomever, but we're using Jose Rodriguez in our scenario, comes through, gets pulled over, doesn't pass whatever test that they want to give them verbally, and doesn't have the money for a fine, they get locked up.
Wow.
Exactly.
I don't think they have enough places to keep everybody locked up.
But this is what they're saying. Yeah. Now, Trump has signed with his pen an executive order saying they're rolling back what Biden said, because Biden was like, you can't take somebody out of service because of that. Yes, it is on DOT's thing, but don't take them out of service because there's so much that goes into that. Also, you got your H. Hey, Sage. Let's put Sage up there. Plus, you have your H-1 visas, H-1B visa drivers. It's just so much that goes into that. But the reason why you really don't have a readiness test like you have in other modes of transportation is because in our industry, what do you say? When you bring me on the show, we'll rock the show. Definitely will bring you. We're going to try to not get kicked off YouTube. So, but when we ain't aviation. We truck drivers. We drink whiskey at 7 a.m, okay? We're truck driving industry. So, we won't have anybody in our industry. We really will be short drivers if we expect our people as a whole to be able to pass an English proficiency test.
Absolutely.
So that means it's going to be up to whomever is pulling them over to determine whether or not Josue Rodriguez understands this English or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And
that's insane.
Wow. Imagine asking a driver, hey, take this load to Washington. Or which way am I going to go? And I'll tell you whether I take it or not. That is crazy. Like, what customers am I going to go and deliver at? Where are they located? Now it's something that it's like a debate trying to get someone to go and deliver a load for you if you belong to a certain company, And that just blows my mind. That is absurd for just to be hearing that.
Yeah, and I don't want to derail us too much. And off the show, I'll send you something. But being Black, there was a such thing called the Green Book, and when my grandmother and them had to travel within the United States, there were places that we could and could not stop. So what you just described was that. That's literally what you just described. So that is my outrage in this situation, that there's no blanket across the board. It's going to be up to the interpretation of the person whether or not Ramandeep Singh can understand me or not. And sometimes it literally it's just we all in different regions.
Absolutely.
Like it's you're Mexican, right?
Absolutely.
Let a female, Dominican female start talking to you. You
Mhm.
don't know what she's saying because they speak Spanish in cursive.
Yes.
So according to her, you don't know Spanish
I wouldn't pass.
at all. According to most people, we don't know Spanish because we speak Mexican. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that is part of my outrage. So this is where we are now.
Well, my brother Tony sent me a TikTok, and he was telling me, "Hey, was this gonna affect your job, the industry?" I just honestly thought it's like here with Mesilla Valley Transportation. As long as you have enough English to go ahead and talk to a DOT official or to come and do orientation with us, you're able to kind of understand the paperwork.
Yeah.
Of course, if you miss a word or two, hey, dude, this means this. That's fine. I'm not saying for
Right.
you to go ahead and have a whole conversation about your life story in English. As long as you have enough, we're okay. So he told me, he said, "Hey, I thought it was just that." I was like, "Dude, like we already do that at my work. Like we just tell them, hey, just enough English just to get you
Yeah.
by. We're okay." But I didn't know it was like lock up. I didn't know it was like that deep that I was like, "Oh snap! Like that's wild now."
In
Like,
some right in Arkansas, they're doing that. So now you have Trump that is like that's beyond the beyond. And so Sage is saying you have carriers that are teaching drivers how to speak English. What about the drivers, Sage, that are born and raised in the United States and they ass can't speak English?
Yeah. For those
And
companies
their
that are
name is John Johnson.
John Johnson. Yeah, and if the
And
companies
he
are
only went to the 5th grade and he learned how to uh, drive a truck from his granddaddy and his uncle on the farm, but he never passed the 5th grade. That's a true story. And that's our all-American truck driver.
wow.
That is the reason why Rig on Wheels has this calendar that says Faces on the Road, because the diversity of our drivers and the men and women that make our economy, like our economy is the drivers. Let's make no mistake about it. Like, that's it. Your doctor is not a doctor if it's not for a truck driver, because they can't bring the apparatuses to the doctors without it. I have a driver.
Yeah, the world will stop.
He said, I have a driver who has said that they start teaching them English right now when they're the AR. What's AR?
Arkansas.
Oh, in Arkansas.
Yeah, but how do you know that they got in enough English and due to depending on what officer pulls you over, because each one's going to have their own personality, each one's going to have their own experience. So how do you know when companies spend thousands of dollars of teaching drivers the correct English language, that what is it enough? Or depending on deputy so and so down in Arkansas stated that no, this load has to stop just because he's on his fifth stop, sixth stop, and he just had enough. How that's bizarre. Like I don't know how that's gonna work and how the world's gonna continue, or it might even stop if that is the case. Like who's gonna want to ship and who's gonna want to buy or who's gonna want to transport anything if their load's never gonna get there.
And Sage is saying correct. Sage is agreeing. And in America, America is a country of immigrants. And we all speak different. But we know what it is and we know why it is. But this is not gonna work.
No.
But people teaching Josue English, not Jose, Josue, like I know English, Kameel. Stop it. People keep the whole say in Arkansas or wherever, and they not in a position to do that themselves. Okay, now Sage says it's not the reading issue, it's the training that needs to be better. But that's not according to what's going on. They're saying that they're not able to read and understand English. Read and understand, and then they're not able to communicate what's going on. Versus before, they were able to use like translators and things like that, like at any other job. They are able to understand enough English to deal with safety signs and all of that. But then when it comes to if they need more actual conversation back and forth, then they would use a translator. What happens if snow covers a sign that no one can read? What happens when snow covers a sign that I can't read? English is my first language, Sage. Then what? If you know what I mean, like what happens if snow covers a sign that you can't read, Sage? That means your ass ain't gonna see it. If snow covers a sign, that means ain't nobody seeing it. Oh, he's saying that's what he's saying. Okay, that's what he's saying. Oh, you agreeing with me, Sage? Well, you gotta say you agree, Sage. He said I'm agreeing with you. Okay, yeah.
So there's way too many variables out there, to do this, to try to attempt this. It's going to be very difficult. A lot of people are going to be upset. And at the end of the day, if we're talking about the drivers here, the drivers just want to make some money. They want to do a job that they know they can do well at 100%. Now, I understand that, you got to communicate with an officer to what degree or what not. That's another thing. But if you're doing your job correctly and you know how to drive a truck safe, why would you want to take that away from them? This is America here. We're trying, the land of the free and home of the brave, and we're trying to do what we can and to survive, and because of the freedom that we have. And now someone wants to take it away, or someone wants to make it harder for you. Like, are we doing this across every single channel here? Are we doing this across every single job that's out there, or are we just doing this to drivers? Like, what's the real objective here? What are we really trying to do?
Well, sometimes is it a perceived land of the free? Well, let's go to commercial. We are going to come back, and by the end of this podcast, I am going to have Robert Rubalcaba on my side. Okay, that is it. He is gonna go home and he's gonna tell his wife, "Let me tell you something, bride. I am a changed man." But let's go to commercial. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the hot jobs, and that's it.
My name is Josue Fierro, and I am a recruiter, and I've been with Mesilla Valley going on 3 years now. Before I joined the Mesilla Valley Transportation family, I was at GCU as a loan officer. I feel that I acquired some skills there, providing customer service, learning, to listen to the customer, and, learning patience. I think that helped me out right now where I'm at with Mesilla Valley Transportation, because I could actually apply those skills to what I do now, which is, helping drivers, getting them behind the wheel and getting them a job. So basically what I do here in recruiting, it's something good. We for sure give jobs to drivers, so it feels good, that we help people. Communication is great there in our department, from leadership to employees. We have a good working environment there, and it feels homey. Like, it feels like a home environment. It feels a family-oriented environment. So, yeah. Yes, I acquired skills here at Mesilla Valley Transportation. One of them would be knowledge of the transportation industry. I was not aware of the transportation. I was just more into financing, and I think it's good to know that transportation takes a big role in our country, and we do something good here. What made me apply at Mesilla Valley Transportation was basically word of mouth, the reputation that this company has. You see them everywhere on billboards, the trucks on the street, you hear them in the news ads. So you see Mesilla Valley Transportation everywhere, and you just hear from people here, local people saying that Mesilla Valley is great, it's a great company to work for, and I was excited to join. My life changed when I joined Mesilla Valley Transportation in a big way. And one of them was them, of course, providing stability, giving me a peaceful state of mind, knowing that I could provide for my family, knowing that I could do what I do every single day without worries of, job security, in other words. And they actually helped me out a lot as well as far as my daughter. She's 17. She wanted to get a first job in the summer. Marketing was able to go ahead and help me out, bring her in here as an internship over the summer, which she loved. She gained a lot of experience for her being her first job. Now she loves it. Now she wants to go to school for it and get a degree, so she's happy, and I'm happy. I would definitely recommend people to work here. Ever since I walked here the first day, it felt like a family-oriented work environment. Everyone's smiling, everyone's friendly, everyone talks to you like if they know you for years. So for sure, if I had to go ahead and tell someone, I would definitely recommend someone to work here at Mesilla Valley. My name's Josue Fierro. I'm a driver recruiter, and MVT changed my life.
Well, man, I have to say this, but Sage is like, she yelling and I'm agreeing. And Sage is a licensed insurance agent and a broker. Yeah, so he definitely knows what he's talking about. Poor Sage. Sage, I'm a Virgo. I'm Black and I'm Latina. It's just a dude, just yelling all the time. Bless it. Okay. Rubalcaba, Josue, y'all take it over.
Perfect. All right, everyone. The latest and greatest news right now in our hot jobs this week. We got Division 230. Our 230 division, when we're looking at customers, we have the best of the best customers on this division here that will keep you moving nonstop. We do have our Walmart that's included in this division, our Lowe's, Red Bull, and TJ Maxx loads all involved in this division. So, when we bring on drivers, it's not that we have dedicated accounts with certain customers. We have number of different customers. We got at least 5 or 6 different customers that will keep you happy, rolling strong, up and down, keeping you very busy. So on this division, the 230 division, it's one of our hot jobs this week, where it is 5 to 7 days out with 2 days off. Now, these jobs that we're giving you, these divisions that we're giving you and offering you right now, it's to get you back home right away. It's not something that we're a type of company that will keep you out there and forget that you're out there and then eventually bring you back home. No, absolutely not. We have our ops team organized where we're keeping you out for 5 to 7 days out and then coming back for 2 days off. So that's the hot tip here on Division 230. It does pay $1,200 to $1,400 weekly. Okay, and on this division here, you're rolling through California, Arizona, New Mexico, and South Texas. So beautiful lanes there on I-10 going to I-5. Nothing but good weather. Okay, so definitely will keep you busy going west, southwest, and south to South Texas. The other thing is, a lot of drivers are jumping on this division. I was surprised that they had brought this one back because we had filled it up a couple of weeks ago, and by the looks of it, we just got more freight coming in. So it's good news. Good news when there's more freight coming in. Everybody's busy, everybody's happy, and everybody's making money.
Yeah, everybody needs that Red Bull.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of Red Bull out there. Our next division is our 330 division. This is another hot division that came back, and that's because we had filled it up, and now we gained more customers again, more freight. So this one, the customers that's giving us more freight, it's Lowe's, GE, and Samsung. on this division that goes South Texas, East South Texas, going over to the Midwest and PA locations. So this one, it is 5 to 7 days out. You'll probably have about 2 turns going up to the Midwest to PA and then right back down to Texas. So it is 5 to 7 days out with 2 days off. Again, nothing hard at all. We're not going to lose you out there. Just go out, do your 2 turns, come back for 2 days off. This one does pay a little bit more, $1,400 to $1,600 a week. That is the average. Now we have drivers that do a little bit more than that when they're, they got bills to pay and they want to be out there and they just keep hitting those miles. So we got a lot of drivers that are doing that right now. Like I said, Southeast Texas going over to the Midwest and PA, about 2 turns a week, $1,400 to $1,600, having 2 days off.
So they getting hired out of Laredo, San Antonio, Dallas, and Fort Worth. Okay.
There you go. Okay, and our Division 440, this one just came up as well. This Division 440 deals with Lowe's, GE, and Samsung. Same customers that that we were talking about the division before. What it is that a lot of the freight, those customers come out of Laredo, Nuevo Laredo, and they go over to the East Coast. So this one's dealing more of the Southeast, South Texas, going to the Southeast part of the country, where you're going to, the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, a little bit of Kentucky, and then right back down to Texas. So this one, again, 5 to 7 days out, 2 days off. This one does make $1,200 to $1,400 a week on a weekly basis. And again, maybe 2 to 3 turns. You might have 3 turns depending on where you're going to go. If it's somewhere nearby, you might have that extra third turn for that certain week. So you can collect all those miles.
So this one takes off Laredo as a hiring area, right? But it adds on Memphis and Nashville. But it keeps you south, so if you don't want to necessarily travel up to PA.
Yeah, no, this one, it doesn't go higher than Kentucky, Tennessee area. Everything south of that, that's where you'll be delivering. Okay. But for sure, out of Laredo, if you live in Houston, you live in Dallas, you'll go down to Laredo, pick up your load, and then you'll shoot right back up, either to Kentucky, Tennessee being the furthest north, or going furthest east, the Carolinas and Florida.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. And the add-on Houston is a hiring area too. Forgot about that. So add on Memphis, Nashville, and Houston.
Absolutely.
Anything else? Oh, we could talk about.
We could do the Lowe's if you guys have a few minutes.
Local position.
Yeah. So the Lowe's is out of Columbus, Ohio. They have to live within a 50-mile radius from Columbus, Ohio, for us to go ahead and qualify you for this position. The good thing about this position, it's a Monday through Friday. That's like a huge seller for us. It's a Monday through Friday position. It's a position that starts anywhere from 2 a.m. up to 4 a.m. So it's early start time, which means you finish early in the day as well. It's a position that basically, you help us with our Lowe's accounts in Groveport, Ohio. It's these drivers right now, they're averaging anywhere from $1,200 to $1,400 on a weekly basis. And the good thing about this lane as well is you could always make more money on the side. So we offer additional pay. So if you do like loads under 50-mile radius, 50-mile round trip, you get $45. Loads under 150-mile round trip, $35, $20 per stop pay. But it's for us, it's a Monday to Friday, early start, early finish, 12 to 1400. I mean, it's not bad, just to go ahead and help us with our Lowe's accounts in Groveport, Ohio.
Awesome, super fantastic. So that's a local position, home day.
Yes, and that's the position. I think we need 2 to 3 candidates on this particular position. So before the spots get filled, please call, 281-968-3100 or rigonwheels.com. Apply. That way we could go ahead and take advantage of this position before it closes out.
Absolutely. So when Josue said to go straight to rigonwheels.com, there is going to be a tab that says driver application. You click on that and you'll be able to fill out the Intella app, which means you'll be able to hyperpopulate your application. And we'll either call you today or tomorrow to get the ball rolling. Now, the majority of MVT's positions need 6 months experience. So let's say you are shy of that. We do have other companies, or let's say you're just not quite ready for MVT because maybe you got some little sticky stuff on your record or something like that. We do work with you to get you with other companies so we can do a career path for you. Or let's say you're not in the hiring area. MVT does hire all the way over to, Arizona and things like that. But let's say you're in a state that they don't hire in, New York, right? Illinois, something like that. We do have a lot of other 40 other companies. So definitely give us a call, 281-968-3100, or better yet, go directly to the website at rigsonwheels.com. Click on the driver application, and then we'll be able to give you a call either today or tomorrow and get you through the process, okay? So what we're going to do right now is go ahead, go to commercial. When we come back, I want to talk to Josue and Robert Rubalcaba just about what they're seeing, the change in the industry, what they're seeing with drivers. It just feels like every few months we get a change, good and bad or indifferent. I don't know. We're going through such a strange time right now. So I definitely want to talk about that. So we'll see you back in 2 and 2.
At Mesilla Valley Transportation, every driver is behind the wheel of a late model International LT, a truck that takes comfort, convenience, and safety to a whole new level. Join us as we explore the impressive features of this powerhouse on wheels. The open road is full of surprises, and sometimes that includes unexpected encounters with wildlife. But worry not, the International LT has you covered. The front end protection guard offers an extra layer of defense, protecting you from animal strikes. Drive with confidence, knowing that you're shielded from the unexpected. We all know how important it is to keep our batteries charged, and our International LTs have your back. The Cummins X15 is equipped with an auto start featuring, ensuring that your batteries are automatically recharged when they run low on volts. It's a seamless process that keeps you powered up and ready to hit the road. Disc brakes and an engine brake provide reliable and safe stopping power when you need it most. You can have peace of mind knowing that you're in control. Safety is at the forefront of what we do. Our International LTs are equipped with top-of-the-line safety features to ensure your well-being while out on the road. These tractors are equipped with Bendix fusion protection, collision mitigation, and lane departure warning. Achieving good fuel efficiency deserves recognition. With the International LT, your efforts don't go unnoticed. When you consistently achieve impressive miles per gallon, the International LT rewards you with increased speed. It's a little extra motivation to keep you pushing for better fuel economy. After a long drive, you're ready for a well-deserved break. With the International LT, you can enjoy your rest period in absolute comfort. Thanks to its auxiliary power unit, you can keep the driver's cabin heated or cooled just the way you like it. No matter the weather outside, you'll always find your sweet spot within our International LTs. The International LT understands that comfort extends beyond driving. It's a space where you can truly feel at home. I'm a big guy, and I have room to move around in here. With plenty of room to spare, the International LT accommodates even the tallest drivers. And there's ample storage for all your clothes, cooking essentials, and tools, making life on the road even more convenient. Speaking of cooking, bring along your appliances and don't sacrifice any luxuries thanks to all of our International LTs being equipped with built-in inverters. Dry your hair, make a smoothie, or play a game, all from the comfort of your truck. We take pride in our well-maintained fleet. And if by chance you do come across something wrong on your truck, you're never far from help thanks to our valuable relationship with Penske. With more than 750 brick and mortar Penske shops nationwide, their expert team is always ready to assist you. From routine maintenance to unexpected repairs, they'll get you taken care of and back on the road in no time. And there you have it. Just a few things about this late model International LT that make MVT the place to be.
Makes MVT the place to be. Joe has so much energy, and Pearson says it's just natural energy. I'm like, that's not
Yeah, he's like that all the time.
yeah, I probably need some of that Red Bull over there that's being transported from California. Because yeah, takes me a little bit to get started in a day. But I want to talk like, what are y'all seeing? Let's pull up a chair. I thought that was funny. So, like, what are you all seeing at NBT? What's coming in as far as the drivers? What can we?
We're seeing a lot of great stuff here. Ever since we added more trucks to our fleet, man, we were super busy over here. We're just happy to provide more jobs to more drivers on a weekly basis. Um, I don't know if you ever mentioned this, but yeah, we're open. We have another 80 plus trucks that we're trying to fill in our company, and man, every day is a struggle trying to find the next driver out there. So, yeah, drivers, if you want to go and give us a call, 281-968-3100. We'll definitely answer your phone calls and we'll put you somewhere. We'll offer you a number of different positions that will keep you happy, for sure. But a lot of good stuff, lot of things going on. We're busy over here, and that's a good thing. So,
That's an excellent thing. So now, what should drivers do to make sure that they are prepared for these conversations when they get on the phone with Josue? So when Josue comes to you and trying to fight for their rights to be able to get in those seats, what is it that they should be doing or having prepared so it makes it easier for Josue to say, Rubalcaba, we need this driver. This is the one.
no, it's very easy. Just being an open book. When our recruiters give you a call, they're going to have a real good conversation. Each conversation goes anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes.
Mhm.
And with the training that these recruiters have, they know exactly what we're looking for. They know what's the bare minimum that we need to get these guys approved. So, just being honest, being an open book with the recruiter during the interview, they'll be able to get you an answer right away. If not, then we do have some other options for you. We do deal with other companies that we work with that have not so um, that allow the DWIs, that allow the background as well. But yeah, it's just being an open book, and we'll help out the driver as much as possible.
Okay, absolutely. And then Josue, for you, what makes it on your side helpful and more efficient? So when you take a driver file to Rubicala, you have something to fight for.
I just kind of exactly what Rubalcaba said. I would just say transparency. Like some drivers maybe might feel some type of way that they have some type of ticket or some type of accident. I'm just like, tell me what it is, dude. Like, I'll be more than happy to go ahead and put this in the application. That way, I could go with the full complete file to Rubalcaba and let them know, hey, everything's out there, dude. You're not gonna find anything else in this driver. We went over this accident. We went over this ticket. It's been paid. I have document, whatever it is. I want to do that instead of me presenting a file to Rubalcaba and he's like, perfect, we got it. And then 2 hours later, I get a report saying that driver has a criminal background, or a driver has, two accidents that maybe he didn't think that we were gonna catch, but then we caught it. So for me, it's like help me help you, because my job is to recruit. So my job is to always try to make their file look nice. And then me and Rubalcaba have not a debate, but we just have kind of like, well, this is why I present this driver. And he challenged me, well, why? Like, what are you looking at? Oh, the reason I know that maybe his employment history is a little bit, off than what we're used to. However, no tickets, no accidents. He's a safe driver. So there's different. I just want a complete file with no surprises at the end. That way, I fight for you and I get you behind the wheel and I get them paid. And you know what I mean? So for me, it's just transparency.
Absolutely. Okay, and one pro tip that I have, and it's something that you said, Josue, if you have a ticket as a driver and you have a ticket, make sure you have all of this stuff electronic. Make sure you have an electronic file for yourself. So you have this ticket already in your electronic file. Do not depend that a previous employer has it. So make sure you have a file for all of your tickets, all of your accidents and things like that for up to 7 years. I always tell a driver that have everything up to 7 years. Another thing is another pro tip, second pro tip, when you're filling out your Intella application, always at the end of it, make sure that you have an email to yourself. So you have a running tab of your dates of employment. You already have that type of stuff, plus tickets and everything with dates, the explanation, all of that. So you have those things easy and it's very accessible to you. So you get a ticket, make sure you get it electronic. If it's paper or whatever, scan it to yourself, take a picture of it, make sure you email it to yourself, put it in your folders, all of that. I have something in my phone. I have an album in my iPhone that says life documents. That way I know that all my important things, not tickets, I go too slow to get a ticket, but Josue has been in the car with me. We're not speeding tickets. Might get a ticket because, holding up traffic, but you get my point. Like, I have those documents. That way I can present them very quickly to somebody. So even if you're a driver that doesn't know how to work your files or things like that are in your iPhone or your Android, you should know how to work the photo part and just put things in an album. And it makes it so much easier for you when you're sending things over to Josue.
That's a very good idea. I'm gonna start using that because sometimes the driver gets a ticket from 2023 or 2024 and we need proof of payment just to kind of like, hey, it's been taken care of. And sometimes the drivers are like, I paid it like a year ago, a year and a half. I don't know where my documents at. So now we have my processing team trying to call courts, and it puts a little speed bump on our hiring, but that's good. I'm gonna start telling, hey, if you pay something off, that ticket, electronically store it away in your phone, and whoever needs it, hey, here you go. Let's move forward.
Yes, just take pictures. I always do things like that personally, and I've always told my drivers to do them. And because I know that I'm not good with paperwork, I'm not. So I take pictures of things. So I'm not telling them anything that I'm not doing, and I'm telling them why, I'm doing it and it works for me. And the simplest thing is to take it as a picture. 95% of your drivers will know how to do that before they know how to work the file in their phone. It's just take a picture, things like that. And another thing that might be easy as well is notes. You either write it in the notes, or let's say it's a PDF or something like that. I send PDFs to myself in WhatsApp, or I send it to myself in a text message. So all of that. So if you're not a person that does the file, I do files as well, but let's say it's just something I'm trying to do very quickly, I'll send a PDF to myself in WhatsApp. But for drivers that don't do WhatsApp, it might be a text message or what have you. Just making sure that you have a running log, and you can just send it to yourself.
Yeah, that's some real good information there.
Yeah.
It seems like you dealt with drivers before in the past.
I've had to walk drivers through stuff and just being on the phone. And as a recruiter, I'm not the most patient human being on earth. I know that's a surprise because I just seem like I'm just full of patience and glory. However, sometimes you'll have a driver that they could be tech savvy, but they're just not used to having to be walked through something. And then you have some drivers that may not be as tech savvy. But either way, like my son that's almost 19, he's tech savvy, but the whole walking him through something, he just, and I don't know if it's because I'm a woman, he's a male, we just don't speak the same language. I don't know. But I would do something as I'm walking the driver through whatever it is. So if you are working on their file, or let's say you're just in general doing something totally different, it allows you to be able to be patient with the driver. Just stuff like that as a recruiter, recruiting tips.
Some good stuff there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But that's all I have for today. I want everybody to be safe. Join us back next week, same time, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I say Central Standard because I am in the right part of Texas. But what do you all have to say? Oh, wait a minute. Sharma said, oh, okay. We'll talk to him in the little what do you all have to say?
For me is like we have, like what Rubalcaba said, we have a lot of trucks to fill. We do, and we feel the pressure, of management team letting us know, hey, we need big numbers, big numbers. So feel free, guys, to please call 281-968-3100. Just because we didn't go over all the positions that we did earlier, the Walcava did, doesn't mean that that's all we offer. We offer positions for other sides of the city, just across the nation in Mesilla. So call 281-968-3100 or just go to rigonwheels.com. Please submit your application. We'll be more than happy to process them, work them, and get you started as soon as, this Monday coming up, if you can. And let's go.
North Philly, what I need you to do is, what we can do is go ahead, fill out the application, and Nimmer will give you a call. So go to rigonwheels.com. That's a great question that you have. So go to rigonwheels.com, fill out an application. Nimmer, which is our lead recruiter, she is our everything. So she's going to give you a call and then be able to go through any and everything. So to see what, you need and how much experience you have and all of the good stuff. You are absolutely welcome. So that's all, folks. You know where that's from, Josue?
From Looney Tunes?
Yeah, Looney Tunes. Okay.
There you go.
All right. I reckon I'll see y'all next week, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye.